Spy Game is definitely worth it, not just for the compelling performances of Brad Pitt and Robert Redford, but also for Tony Scott's direction. Redford plays a CIA operative trying to save his protégé, Pitt, from execution on his last day. The film combines flashbacks and present-day events, creating a gripping story of loyalty and covert operations. Bridge of Spies is a Steven Spielberg-directed film starring Tom Hanks that follows insurance lawyer James B. Donovan's role in negotiating the exchange of American U-2 pilot Francis Gary Powers for Soviet spy Rudolph Abel during the Cold War. The film's attention to detail and Hanks's performance were praised, and Mark Rylance won Best Supporting Actor for his portrayal of Abel. Robert Rodriguez directed Spy Kids, a family comedy action thriller starring Antonio Banderas and Carla Gugino. The film follows two siblings who discover their parents' spy past and set out to rescue them from a villain. Spy Kids captivated audiences with its action, humor, and inventive gadgets, receiving acclaim for its engaging story and fresh approach to the spy genre. Kathryn Bigelow directs a gripping dramatization of the hunt for Osama bin Laden, starring Jessica Chastain as determined CIA operative Maya. This intense and fact-based thriller received critical acclaim for its realistic portrayal of intelligence work and meticulous planning leading to bin Laden's capture. Chastain's performance in the film's unflinching approach earned award nominations. Salt, directed by Philip Noyce and starring Angelina Jolie, follows CIA officer Evelyn Salt as she goes on the run to clear her name and uncover a larger conspiracy. The film's blend of action and espionage, along with Jolie's compelling performance, contributed to its success in the espionage thriller genre. However, the plot was not universally well received by viewers. The first film in the franchise was groundbreaking, influencing films like Casino Royale and Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy. Directed by Doug Liman, it loosely adapts Robert Ludlum's novel and follows Jason Bourne, played by Matt Damon, a man with amnesia who discovers his exceptional combat skills. Bourne tries to uncover his identity while being chased by assassins and government agents. Tenet is a stylish spy movie with innovative concepts and visually stunning action sequences. Starring John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, and Elizabeth Debicki, the movie explores time inversion as a CIA agent tries to prevent World War III. Despite a complex narrative, Nolan's directorial vision is worth experiencing. Kevin Costner stars in Roger Donaldson's political thriller, based on Kenneth Fearing's The Big Clock. Costner's naval officer becomes entangled in a web of political intrigue and deception when he becomes involved with his new superior's mistress, Sean Young. When she is found dead, evidence connects both men to the crime, triggering a cover-up that reaches all the way to the Pentagon. Argo, directed by Ben Affleck, is a Best Picture-winning historical spy thriller about the 1979 Iran hostage crisis. Affleck stars as CIA operative Tony Mendez, who poses as a Canadian film crew to rescue 6 American diplomats. The film's script, direction, and ensemble cast received critical acclaim, blending comedy and suspense to create a consistently tense atmosphere. Joe Wright directed Hannah, an action thriller about a young girl trained to be an assassin by her father. The film features Saoirse Ronan and Cate Blanchett and received praise for its stylish direction, unique take on the coming-of-age thriller genre, and dark fairy tale vibe set in Finland and Morocco. This is the best adaptation of Tom Clancy's 1984 novel, directed by John McTiernan. It introduces Jack Ryan, played by Alec Baldwin, to the big screen. Sean Connery plays a Soviet submarine captain who defects to the U.S., leading to a high-stakes game between American and Soviet naval forces. It received rave reviews and won Best Sound Editing at the Oscars. 3 Days of the Condor is a political thriller starring Robert Redford, Faye Dunaway, and Cliff Robertson. It explores government secrecy and corruption in the post-Watergate era. Joseph Turner, Redford, a CIA analyst, becomes a target after his office is attacked. He must uncover the conspiracy while evading those trying to silence him. The Austin Powers film series, created by Mike Myers, is a hilarious spy spoof. The best one is arguably the first international man of mystery, cleverly combining satire, humor, and 60s pop culture. Despite initial lack of success, the films gained a cult following for their comedic style and unforgettable characters, including Myers' brilliant performances as Austin Powers and Dr. Evil. Munich is a historical drama about the aftermath of the 1972 Munich Olympics massacre. Eric Bana stars as an Israeli Mossad agent tasked with eliminating the perpetrators. Adapted from Vengeance, the film explores themes of revenge, morality, and intelligence operations. It received 5 Oscar nominations and critical acclaim. Considered Hitchcock's best, North by Northwest is a classic thriller starring Cary Grant and Eva Marie Saint. The plot follows an innocent man mistaken for a government agent and pursued across the U.S., with iconic scenes like the crop-dusting plane attack. Written by Oscar-nominated Ernest Lehman, the chemistry between Grant and Saint adds to the suspenseful story. Will Smith stars in a fast-paced conspiracy thriller directed by Tony Scott. He plays a lawyer caught up in a government conspiracy, with Gene Hackman as his guide through the world of surveillance and espionage. The film features intense action and explores privacy issues in the digital age. Jason Lee, Jon Voight, Regina King, and Lisa Bonet also appear. It's definitely worth a rewatch. The Lives of Others is a German drama directed by Florian Henkel von Donnersmarck, set in East Berlin before the fall of the Berlin Wall. It follows a Stasi officer who questions his actions while surveilling a playwright and his girlfriend, exploring surveillance, ethics, and political oppression. The film won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. Starring Michael Caine, Pierce Brosnan, and Joanna Cassidy, this Cold War thriller is based on Frederick Forsyth's novel. It follows John Preston, played by Caine, as he tries to stop a Soviet plot to detonate a nuclear bomb in the UK. Directed by John Mackenzie, the film received praise for its tense atmosphere and performances, despite some criticism for straying from the source material. Burn After Reading by Joel and Ethan Coen stars George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Frances McDormand, and John Malkovich. This dark comedy satirizes the genre, with standout comedic performances from Clooney and Pitt. The plot follows 2 gym employees who find unimportant documents of a former CIA analyst, resulting in a hilariously absurd blackmail scheme. Morton Tildum directs The Imitation Game, starring Benedict Cumberbatch as Alan Turing, a mathematician breaking the German Enigma code in World War II. The film is both a spy story and a heart-wrenching tale, earning critical acclaim and award nominations. Cumberbatch's performance was especially lauded, and the film won Best Adapted Screenplay at the Academy Awards, with 7 other nominations. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is a spy thriller directed by Tomas Alfredson, based on John le Carré's novel. It follows retired intelligence officer George Smiley, played by Gary Oldman, as he hunts for a mole within the British Secret Intelligence Service. The film received critical acclaim for its faithful adaptation, intricate plot, and Oldman's compelling performance. Atomic Blonde is a Cold War spy thriller directed by David Leitch and starring Charlize Theron, James McAvoy, and John Goodman. Theron plays MI6 agent Lorraine Broughton on a mission to retrieve a crucial dossier. The film features stylish action scenes, including a remarkable single-take fight sequence, and Theron's performance and visually striking elements have received widespread acclaim. Francis Ford Coppola's acclaimed classic delves into psychological thrillers, starring Gene Hackman as Harry Call, a surveillance expert who becomes morally conflicted after discovering a potential murder plot. The film explores themes of privacy, paranoia, and ethical dilemmas of surveillance, receiving award nominations, including Best Picture at the Oscars. Spy is a comedy action film starring Melissa McCarthy, Jude Law, and Jason Statham, directed by Paul Feig. It follows a desk-bound CIA analyst turned field operative, cleverly satirizing spy movie tropes. The film's humor, action sequences, and cast performances, particularly McCarthy's comedic talent, received positive reviews and made it a commercial success. A must-watch for fans of the genre. Alfred Hitchcock's Notorious is a thrilling spy romance in post-World War II Brazil, featuring Cary Grant and Ingrid Bergman. Bergman, a German spy's daughter, is enlisted by American intelligence to infiltrate a Nazi group. With its suspenseful ambiance and mesmerizing Grant-Bergman chemistry, Notorious is acclaimed as Hitchcock's masterpiece, lauded for its complex characters and expert direction.